You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
I've been resurrected from the dead, literally.
This morning, Kim Kardashian's lobbying worked. Alice Johnson's a free woman. President Trump used his pardon power and hinting at doing it again.
What the Suncoast is doing to combat the nationwide nursing shortage that includes school nurses. We're going to have a live update in Sarasota County.
And a Tampa shock jock helped make an area canine unit safer. We'll tell you who came down to help out. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Thursday, June 7th. Good morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Just a little bit of rain in the forecast today, John Scalzi.
Yeah, scattered showers around this morning. They're out in Gulf waters right now like they were yesterday. There are a few thunderstorms like they were yesterday. There's nowhere near the massive amount of thunderstorm activity in the northern Gulf waters like there was yesterday. So similar but not identical conditions today with a westerly wind that'll take these showers and kind of try and push them closer to the coast, but they're tending to die out this morning. So the rain chance less than it was yesterday, but still in the forecast. Along the coastline in the morning, some of these showers will make it on shore with about a 30% chance through the early morning hours, drive time. And then as we head into later morning and around lunchtime, we'll boost the rain chance a little bit to about 40% or so. There'll be a mix of sun and clouds through the morning hours, but enough sunshine to help boost our temperatures up to about 80 degrees by the time we hit 9 a.m. So we're on our way to another warm, sweltery kind of afternoon with daytime highs topping out in the upper 80s, I think, or at least the mid to upper 80s. We'll look for a 40% chance by noon and then trend that rain chance down as we head into the afternoon and force most of those showers into inland areas away from the coast. We'll have that complete forecast for you, including the weekend, which looks to be a little bit drier, coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. 301 southbound, showing some congestion as you cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, free and clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south now, the upper half of Sarasota County. Little blip there in Bee Ridge Road, eastbound as you head from Honore toward Cattleman and the interstate, otherwise pretty clear. And then our South County map will show us nothing really in the red, all clear at 6:01 on your Thursday morning.
Well, Kim Kardashian to the rescue, and President Trump commuting the sentence of a woman who was serving life for a first-time drug offense. Kardashian was in Washington last week lobbying on behalf of the 63-year-old great-grandmother. Alice Johnson was sentenced to life for attempting to sell more than 70 kilos of cocaine, which was at the time a nonviolent first-time drug offense. Now, she'd already served 21 years of that sentence. She was released late yesterday afternoon.
I want to thank President Donald John Trump. Woo! Hallelujah! Thank you. For giving me another chance in life and restoring me to my family.
The president has also publicly spoke of the possibility of pardoning Martha Stewart and former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich.
President Trump is scheduled to meet with his Japanese counterpart today. It's the first in a series of meetings with world leaders over the next week. Reporter John Lawrence previews the G7 summit, which starts tomorrow in Canada.
President Trump hosted his first Ramadan dinner at the White House Wednesday. During the celebration, he stressed the importance of having strong relationships with other leaders.
Only by working together can we achieve a future of security and prosperity for all.
The president can try to do just that at the G7 summit, which starts Friday in Canada. French President Emmanuel Macron is already there, where he met with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Both Trudeau and Macron have vocalized disapproval of the White House's new U.S. tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum. Despite that, Macron says things between the U.S. and France are très formidable.
At the G7, I will have useful and open discussions with President Trump, as has been the case from day one. It'll be useful because both our countries are aligned on many subjects. We can be open because there are many subjects on which we agree.
I have no doubt that the United States and Canada will remain firm friends and allies, whatever short-term disagreements may occur.
After the G7, President Trump has another major event on the agenda, his historic sit-down with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. But at least some former U.S. officials remain skeptical of the Korean leader and the summit's prospects.
I don't trust him, and I would want to see his action, not his words.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And then the meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is set for the Capella Hotel in Singapore on Tuesday. Delegations from the U.S. and North Korea met 4 times last week at that hotel to hash out logistics.
Well, back here at home, there is a shortage across the country when it comes to nurses, and it's something that's hitting home right here on the Suncoast.
And that includes school nurses. Marla Spence has a story for us live from Sarasota County.
Good morning, guys. Although each school in Sarasota County does not have a school nurse, the supervisor of health services with the school district says there are no vacancies or open positions for nurses within the district. Suzanne Du Bois says the school district hires licensed practical nurses and registered nurses. Some nurses with the certification nowadays have a hard time finding work because of how competitive the workforce has become. Many hospitals today look to hire nurses with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree or nurses with a master's degree. Sarasota County School District gives licensed and registered nurses a chance to continue working in their field without having to compete. Now, Du Bois says there were 280,000 visits to nurse offices in Sarasota County schools just last year, and she says of those, 88.8% were treated at school. Du Bois also says school nurses were able to treat each of those cases and send students back to class, and she credits the training each nurse is equipped with.
We are staffed here in the district with 25 great nurses. We hire RNs and LPNs, and while we don't have a nurse in every school, we do a really good job of taking care of the students so that they can remain in the school setting. We have diabetics, we have trachs, we do G-tube feedings, we do catheters. It's not just ice and Band-Aids. These nurses are busy.
Du Bois says working as a school nurse is a very clinical position. She says nurses have the chance to use their skills without having to work in a hospital, which could be an incentive for some. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. A 17-year-old Sarasota boy is waking up behind bars this morning, charged in the murder of another teen last weekend in Newtown. This is the teen police say is responsible for shooting Amos Crawford to death last weekend. They arrested this man, Annarice Taylor, for allegedly firing the gun that killed Crawford on Sunday near Lemon Avenue. Witnesses say they spotted Crawford running away from a car when he was shot. Police tell us they believe that drugs were involved.
The ages of these young men are very shocking. They're young, and unfortunately a 17-year-old is now behind bars and a 19-year-old has lost his life. And so it's sad anytime anyone loses their lives, but these young men had such bright futures ahead of them.
It's nerve-wracking at nighttime. Like I say, when I go to the store, I'm scared to walk to the store sometimes because you hear gunshots. Then you got to, duck and dodge because you don't know if you're going to get struck by a bullet or not.
Police charged Taylor with murder using a firearm. This is an ongoing investigation.
A Bradenton drug dealer will spend the next 11 years in federal prison. Tony Marvin Johnson learned his fate after he pled guilty to possession of cocaine with the intent to distribute back in December. Now, when Johnson was arrested, deputies found more than 8 grams of coke and hundreds of dollars in drug money. Johnson has been sentenced to 10 months and 10 years in prison.
A man is said to be armed and dangerous and still on the loose this morning after police say he abducted his ex-girlfriend yesterday. This is 34-year-old Alfred Fasundo. Police say he forced his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend into his car on 9th Street in Palmetto and headed toward the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. When he pulled off onto a rest area, the victim jumped out of the car and got help from a nearby Florida Highway Patrol officer. A man who was working on 9th Street at the time didn't want to go on camera, but he tells us what he saw.
He did hit her. He grabbed her hair and yanked her out of the car. He had a gun on him, too. Yeah, he had a gun on him. And she was saying stop at first, yelling and screaming and all that. But, and then from right there, it stopped. Like, she stopped saying stop because I couldn't hear her because she was in the car.
Police say they found Fasundo's car at his family house in Bradenton, but he was nowhere to be found. If you see this man, you're asked to call 911 immediately.
Well, the 4-legged team members of the Manatee County Sheriff's Office are a little safer this morning. All 9 members of the K9 team now have custom ballistic vests, thanks to a donation from Bubba the Love Sponge Foundation and some crowdfunding. Those vests will help protect the dogs, obviously, from getting injured while they're out answering calls.
They're dealing in usually escalated situations with people that don't really care about hurting a dog or not. And so there are dozens of K9 that lose their lives every year by stabs or by gunshot. And so if we can save one dog's life, then it's worth it.
Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells says he is extremely grateful for those donations.
All right, thank you, Bubba, huh?
Yeah, thanks, big thanks, Bubba.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
How to still stay healthy when you hit the road on vacation this summer.
6:09 right now. Here's a peek outside our window at the sky.
Pretty out there right now. Just a little bit of rain in the forecast today.
And what do you have for us, John?
So we are looking at some changing weather conditions over the course of the day. Air quality index now showing in at about a 45, which is good, or 43 rather. So that's really good. And the westerly wind flow and recent rain showers, I think, have helped that. We've got some showers moving in for the morning. So we'll call it a few morning showers for your beach walk forecast. If you're doing the morning walk, you might catch a shower or two. But by afternoon, I think everything will be good. No rain showers. We'll call for 3 beach balls out of 4 today. We'll have the complete forecast for the weekend, too, coming up in just a few.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
My California classes experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we look at a few scattered showers out in Gulf waters. They're kind of in the process of dying out, but still, especially with a little daytime heating here coming up in just a few hours, we may see a few of these actually initialize and move closer to the coastline. So we'll put in a chance of a rainfall near the beaches, but it's a small chance, a rain chance at about 30% or so. And most of the rains that do make it onshore will be very short-lived. They'll move quickly. Total rainfall amounts not all that great. So we'll watch for that. As far as the planner goes, by 12 noon, I think that's when our best chance of rainfall will be. We'll put that rain chance at about 40% or so. Those rains that build near the coastline at that time may have some light to moderate rainfall associated with them as they move inland. Then as we head into 3 p.m. and our temperatures climb up into the mid to upper 80s, we'll start to lower the rain chances just a little bit close to the coastline as everything begins to move into inland locations. And then as we head into 7 o'clock, the scant chances of rain showers as everything begins to move to the east coast of the state. And by midnight, I think everything will be dry. So the future forecast, hour by hour, put into motion, shows that little mix of sun and clouds to start off your day, followed by a few scattered showers closer to the coastline as we move into 9, 10 o'clock. And then as we head into lunchtime, I think the number of showers will start to increase in Gulf waters as well as some of these move on shore. That's when we see our maximum rainfall chance. And then as we head into the afternoon and evening, everything starts to build in inland areas along that sea breeze front being pushed inland by the westerly wind flow we've developed here. And all of that will gradually drift to the other coast as well. So we'll be able to lower our rain chances even further as we head into the evening. Then tomorrow morning, I think we'll start to see again a few scattered showers near the coast. And then those showers again drift inland, a pattern similar to what we're going to see today. Nothing really heavy, not like we saw yesterday in places, especially North Florida, where there were some flooding rains. But that westerly wind flow does have to include a chance of morning showers for the next 2 days or so. Then we'll watch this trough of low pressure, which has also helped to enhance our rainfall chances, and an upper level low as well, which has helped to enhance rainfall chances in the morning a little bit, start to move toward the east and lift out of the area. When that happens, we'll start to reduce our rain chances as we head into the weekend and some drier air begins to filter in. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us for the next couple of days, though, does bring us that westerly wind flow and showers across the entire Florida peninsula. So morning showers, a few of them, moving inland today, lower weekend chances. And we do keep our eye on the tropics, as some computer models suggest down the road there may be some development down there. Some computer models suggest there will be no such thing. So that's why we're just kind of keeping an eye on it and putting it in the back of our heads, seeing how things develop. 78 degrees, the air temperature, mix of sun and clouds out there. It is a warm, sticky start to the day already with a dew point value slightly less than it was yesterday, but still plenty warm, coming in at 73. So, you know, kind of sticky. West-southwest wind at about 6. Fire danger index across our state still looks very good for today. We're glad to see that. All the area is in the lowest category possible. There's that little explosion of cloud cover near coast of Belize. We'll continue to watch that. There's a general area of low pressure in this area, and some computer models down the road do try to spin something up and move it into the Gulf waters by midweek or late week next week. Other computer models, really good ones, show that that doesn't happen. So that's why we're just going to keep an eye on it and put it in the back of our minds to keep refreshing forecasts. Southwest wind coming in at about 10, decreasing to 5 to 10 as we head into the evening hours. And the 7-day forecast looks pretty good, actually. 86 degrees today with a 40% chance of morning rains followed by inland showers. Same thing tomorrow. Probably on Saturday as well, though Saturday is going to be kind of a transition day as we get rid of that trough and start to build in some drier air. Sunday looks great. A lot of sunshine around, I think. Maybe a few scattered afternoon showers that develop and try to make it to the coast, but they'll be few and far between. And the beginning of next work week features slightly drier conditions, more sunshine around. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic. Starting to see some things pick up a little bit right there in Manatee County. 41 and Cortez, those are both starting to get a little bit busy around this time in the morning. 301 State Road 70, a little slowdown right there as well. Into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. 41 right around the Bay Area, that of course is running a little bit slower and congested like it normally is around this time. Other than that, Sarasota is actually not looking too bad. A little bit farther south into the area, 75 and 41 are still running pretty smooth out there. So not too much on your radar right now. 618, that is your first alert traffic. Well, if you are hitting the road or flying the friendly skies this summer, you can still stay healthy.
In today's Health Smart reporter Jeremy Roth has some travel-friendly snack ideas that also stay on a budget.
If you're heading out on vacation, don't derail your diet. Take some healthy snacks to keep the munchies at bay. Airport security is strict on liquids, but not so much on sandwiches. Toss a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a baggie and be sure to toast the bread first to prevent sogginess. Maybe trail mix is more your style? Well, lots of store-bought trail mix has added sugar and extra calories, so switch it up and make your own at home with nuts, dried fruit, and granola. If you're looking for something more grab and go, toss a packet of instant oatmeal into your bag before you leave town. All you have to do is ask a barista or flight attendant for a cup of hot water. But if you expect hot water may be hard to come by, breakfast bars are easy to find and are great if you're hungry between meals. Look for nut and granola-based bars that are high in protein and fiber. It's easy to overindulge and ruin your diet while on vacation, so think ahead and pack some snacks to stay healthy. For today's Health Minute, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Speaking of travel, if you are planning to fly somewhere for your summer vacation this year, be prepared to spend a little bit more. The reason? Those fuel prices are cutting into airline profits. Some of the big airlines, including American, Delta, and United, have already warned that higher prices are coming this summer. It's not clear right now just how high those airfares may go, but travel experts say that airlines are passing on some of those fuel costs to you, the consumer, with some higher prices. Now, it could come in the form of higher base fares, could come in the form of more fuel surcharges on your ticket, or even selling less of those so-called cheap seats.
Cost of tickets are indeed taking off.
That's right. Oh, boy.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
After Kim Kardashian took her case all the way to the Oval Office, a great-grandma serving a life sentence is a free woman this morning. Plus, Marla.
A nursing shortage is impacting hospitals, clinics, and public schools across the nation. But is it impacting public schools right here on the Suncoast? We're telling you coming up at 6:30.
6:20 right now. Pretty sky out there. John says a high of 86 degrees, a 40% chance of showers. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Oh, you have to see this. Just when you think you've seen all the alligator videos out there, ever seen one headbutt a human? Well, check this one out. You got to look closely on this one. This is an 8-foot gator right here. They're trying to put it in. We decided to go for the stroll. Oh, in this neighborhood in Orlando, police and a trapper were called in to help, but this big guy was not gonna go without a fight. He was actually able to headbutt one of the guys, knocked him completely out, and then as you saw a minute ago, he smacked the other guy with his super strong tail. Now, there it goes right there. Now see that guy right behind the truck? He goes right down.
I've seen this 5 times. I've never seen somebody fall.
He goes down. He's kind of like behind. There it goes right there.
I see him lean backward, yeah.
Now watch, down he goes.
Oh,
see? Down goes Frazier. Yeah. Well, they were finally able to get it under control. They did release him to a nearby lake where he told all his alligator friends exactly what he just did. This happened. Well, this morning, a 63-year-old great-grandma is a free woman thanks to some help from Kim Kardashian.
Unusual sentence
right?
there. ABC's Marcus Moore has the story.
Thank you, Jesus! In this morning's GMA First Look, a moment 22 years in the making.
I want to thank President Donald John Trump.
Woo! The president keeping up with a Kardashian plea for clemency. The White House announcing Wednesday Trump would be commuting the 63-year-old's life sentence for nonviolent drug charges. It was her first offense.
I feel like my life is starting over again.
Less than a week after Johnson's biggest supporter, Kim Kardashian West, visited the Oval Office to champion the grandmother's case.
I made one of the worst decisions of my life to make some quick money.
This interview with Johnson, shot by digital news company Mike, caught the reality star's attention in October. And we will be live with Alice Johnson coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Marcus Moore, ABC News, Aliceville, Alabama.
Needles, essential for the cactus, but maybe not for people with rheumatoid arthritis. Because there are options, like an injection. Xeljanz XR, a once-daily pill for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well enough. Xeljanz XR can reduce pain, swelling, and further joint damage even without methotrexate. Xeljanz XR can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, and other cancers have happened. Don't start Xeljanz XR if you have an infection, tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz XR and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you are in a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Needles. Fine for some things, but for you, one pill a day may provide symptom relief. Ask your doctor about Xeljanz XR, an injection.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Devastation after that Guatemala volcano eruption. Why young survivors are being brought here to the U.S. for treatment today.
It's the last day to stock up on tax-free hurricane supplies. We'll have a list of things you may want to have for your hurricane season and beyond.
And what the Suncoast is doing to fight that nationwide school shortage. Marla Spence joins us live with how it also affects school nurses. Those stories plus your first alert weather. Good morning, Suncoast starts right now. And thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. A sense of deja vu. I see some showers over your shoulder again today, John.
Indeed, we do still have that same pattern that's locked into place across the Suncoast with showers out in Gulf waters that are gradually drifting to the coast. Those showers are kind of few in number and not nearly as strong as they were yesterday, but we still have the potential of seeing some storms close to the coastline. A mix of sun and clouds throughout the morning hours as those showers develop out in the Gulf, with about a 40% chance of showers during the noontime hour, lesser rain chances later on in the day. We'll have that complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Back to you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. First alert traffic now, checking some issues there at the intersection of 301 and State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. Checking farther south into the northern half of Sarasota County. Little congestion there out eastbound on Bee Ridge as you approach Cattleman and the interstate. And then our final maps to the south will show us some slowdowns there, 41 southbound as you approach the bypass at 41. Stephanie?
Thanks, Ray. Well, we are getting a new sense this morning of the scale of that disaster in Guatemala after the deadly volcano eruption there. Now, some of the youngest victims are now arriving here in the U.S. for medical treatment. We've got a live shot for you. ABC's Candace Gibson has a closer look at some of the treatment that they're giving these young survivors.
This morning, 6 children injured in the Guatemala volcano disaster arriving in South Texas. All of them in critical condition. Doctors say they'll likely undergo surgery this morning at the hospital in Galveston, where the staff specializes in burn treatment. Doctors and nurses from the hospital landed in Guatemala City just 24 hours after the volcano erupted. They determined the 6 kids most in need for treatment in the U.S. This comes as the death toll rises in Guatemala to at least 99.
They couldn't get out.
This woman says she lost 13 members of her own family, including her 2 young children. The man next to her says the pastor of a local church lost 18 relatives. Nearly 200 people are still missing, including Norma Escon's mother, father, and 2 sons.
She just wants help finding her family.
Norma goes on to say she has nowhere to live. Also among the missing, some of the rescuers who ran toward the eruption. ABC's Victor Oquendo explains.
These volunteer firefighters are working around the clock searching for 2 firefighters who have not been seen since Sunday. You can feel the heat coming off the ground, and just feet away, they describe it as an inferno.
Amid the heartbreaking stories, this dog pulled from the ashes. Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, there is a shortage across the country right now when it comes to nurses, and it's something that's hitting home right here on Suncoast.
And that includes school nurses. Marla Spence is live now from the Sarasota County School District headquarters. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Although the nursing shortage is hitting so many healthcare facilities and public schools across the nation, officials with the Sarasota County School Board says it's not directly impacting the school district. Suzanne Du Bois, who's the supervisor of the Health Services Department for the district, says many of her nurses are either parents or grandparents. She says many of them see incentives to working for the district compared to working in a hospital. Du Bois says although nurses employed through the school district don't make as much money as nurses in a hospital, she says they do take advantage of getting to work fewer hours each day, having all federal holidays off, and also having summer vacation along with teachers and students. She says as of right now, there are no vacancies for school nurses. She says there should be some in the near future, but she has no doubt those positions will be filled right away.
But I anticipate some openings in the next year or so due to retirement because, as you know, part of the shortage piece is the retiring workforce, so that applies to the district as well.
So far, there are 25 nurses employed, and each school has health roommates to help support nurses and students. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Sarasota police need your help in identifying two men caught on camera after a fight. Now, the video that you're about to see right here has been slowed down, but watch as you see these two guys run right there on the bottom of your left screen. Now, the fight happened around midnight back in April on Main Street in Sarasota. Now, if you recognize these guys, you're asked to contact the Sarasota Police Department.
Employees with the City of Venice will go door to door. They'll deliver flyers telling about a major road project in the downtown area. It starts on July 9th. It includes some major changes to 3 roads between US 41 Business and Harbor Drive. That's Tampa, Venice, and Miami Avenues. Crews will be repaving the roads, adding crosswalks, making drainage improvements, and converting some intersections into 4-way stops. For more information on the project and street closures, you can attend a workshop Wednesday, June 20th at Venice City Hall.
Well, tens of thousands of dollars in federal funding is on its way to Sarasota and Charlotte counties in response to last year's hurricane season. Federal Transit Administration is distributing more than $200 million in emergency relief to states affected by Hurricane Irma. It's going to help pay for recovery and rebuilding. More than $100,000 will go to Sarasota County, and Charlotte County will get around $60,000.
With hurricane season here, insurance companies are reminding customers to double-check your coverage before a storm hits. Last year, Hurricane Irma caused about $6 billion worth of insured losses and nearly $1 million in claims. Hurricane deductibles are often quite high and are usually separate from standard deductibles for other claims.
One thing you can do to mitigate against the problem of having a higher deductible or a lump sum payment, if you will, when a storm happens, if you have a loss, is to save some money. Try to develop a hurricane savings account, let's call it, or have a line of credit available to you or some other financial resource that you can draw on if you need to make that payment.
Another good reminder, flood claims are not covered by homeowners or renters policies, and flood insurance takes about 30 days to kick in.
Well, today is your last day. Repeat, last day to get your hurricane supplies tax-free. The 2018 Disaster Preparedness Sales Tax Holiday ends tonight at midnight. All kinds of supplies are on the list. Batteries, coolers, gas containers, even generators. For a complete list, just head online to mysuncoast.com. You can also download our 2018 Hurricane Guide. Tons of information about how you can best get your family prepared for the hurricane season. Next, look up in the sky. It is a bird. It's a plane. It is Superman. 4 superheroes got together for a mission to wash windows at the University of Missouri Children's Hospital. Check this out. Batman and Spider-Man and Captain America, Superman, all went to clean windows. Look at this. There's Spider-Man right there. Can you imagine? Yeah. All the young kids inside, their youngest patients, are smiling, totally freaking out that superheroes are outside. They went room to room after. They signed autographs for some of their biggest fans.
I never got to see superheroes in real life. Now I do.
They have done phenomenal making him feel good, and when you're stuck here, all these little extras just really make it better.
Oh, an awesome example of how one little act of kindness can go such a long way. When these superheroes are not saving the planet, they actually do moonlight as window washers, so they've got some skills right there. So they do kind of know what they were doing. They were not just hanging around on the windows. But I love this. Having had a daughter that spent a lot of time in hospitals, it can get overcome and consumed with only talking about the health stuff. So these kind of events are so much needed and just a really good thing. So well done.
What an easy way to bring smiles to their faces.
Right? Absolutely. All they needed was some Star Wars characters and it would be complete.
There it goes again.
Just saying.
There's your quota.
You know. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
More help on the way to Puerto Rico. FHP to the rescue. Not troopers, but their cars. We'll have the story.
But first, let's take a look outside. It looks pretty nice right now. We've got a little bit of rain on the way today, right, John Scalzi?
Yes, indeed, we do. A few scattered showers out in the Gulf waters, bringing us a chance of rain at about 30% this morning. By around lunchtime, we'll bump it up to about 40%, and then by afternoon, trend it back down again as those showers move inland. We'll check the rain box on our drive time forecast, though I really don't think it'll be much of a problem because even if we get the rains, it won't produce a lot of heavy rainfall. But nevertheless, there'll be some scattered showers around this afternoon as you drive home, mostly inland showers. And all airport hubs serving Sarasota International running on time right now, according to the FAA. We'll have that complete weekend forecast for some drier weather in just a minute.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan? No. That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, now held over due to popular demand. A tuneful and memorable tribute, Patsy Cline's rise to legendary stardom is told through the eyes of her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline warm and genuine and engaging. Audiences calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we continue watching the state of Florida for any kind of rain shower activity, and again, like yesterday, most of the activity is well to the north. We do have some scattered showers out in Gulf waters, and we will see a few of them move onshore during the later morning and especially around lunchtime. Now, however, the rain chance is small, and unlike yesterday, we don't have any really large complexes of big thunderstorms producing lots and lots of lightning out in the Gulf, like we did yesterday, which caused outflow to move into our area and produce some very heavy rainfall in parts of Manatee County. Fast-moving rain showers is what we might expect to see today. Those showers producing very brief hits of rain and not much in the way of total accumulations. And like I said, I think the best chance of these storms to survive the motion eastward will be when we have a little bit of daytime heating to help keep them sustained. So, excuse me, so we'll look for about a 40% chance of a noonday shower, 83 degrees by that point, and 86 degrees as we head into the 3 p.m. hour, with about a 30% chance of rain. The reason we trend down those rain chances into the afternoon is because we're pushing the showers further and further into inland areas away from coastal regions. And by the time we hit the evening, I think there's only going to be a slight chance of a shower, mostly inland, and the coastline will be pretty quiet. So over the course of the afternoon, we put the futurecast into motion. You'll notice that mix of sun and clouds during the morning hours, followed by a few scattered showers beginning to move onshore as we head into the 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then as we get into the afternoon, some bigger storms will be building in inland areas, drifting toward the other coast, while our coastline kind of quiets down just a little bit. We'll have some residual cloud cover left over perhaps during the evening hours, but that should give way to clearing skies, and by the time we hit tomorrow morning, we'll start to see a few scattered showers again begin to develop across the coastline and then move inland later in the afternoon, kind of clearing out the coast once again. The reason for all of that is a general westerly wind flow, which has not changed all week long. It's about to, though. This high-pressure ridge will eventually lift northward, and our winds will shift to a more southeasterly direction over the weekend. That'll take these showers, which build near the coast in the morning and then drift inland, and absolutely reverse their direction, so that by Saturday and especially Sunday, we'll start to see the showers form late in the day in inland areas and then drift back to the coastline. And there won't be too many of them because this trough of low pressure will also be decaying away. Drier air will be moving in. The upper level low, which encouraged those storms yesterday, will continue moving eastward. And all of those things combining together will bring us less rain chance just in time for the weekend. So for today and the next few days, we'll be looking at those morning showers that move inland. Then over the weekend, some drier air. And then we'll keep an eye on the tropics for next week. And the reason for that, I'll talk about in just a second. 78 degrees, our current air temperature, dew point 73, and a west-southwest wind. We have very little in the way of any kind of fire chance for the next several days. This is the area just off the coast of Nicaragua and Belize that is producing this low-pressure area and explosions of thunderstorms. Some computer models suggest development down the road. One does particularly, and the Canadian model does as well. So you've got the American model and the Canadian model, which tend to agree they have similar mathematics in them. And this will lift northward into Gulf waters and kind of follow a similar track to Alberto, according to those models. The other model, highly reliable European model, shows absolutely nothing at all happening. So we're kind of in that situation where, the antennas are kind of alerted just a little bit, and we'll continue to watch that area and see if anything does happen. But right now, National Hurricane Center has no projections in the 5 days ahead of anything developing. Southwest wind at about 10 knots, becoming more southwesterly and light at about 5 to 10 in the forecast for the next 7 days includes today and tomorrow, those rain chances in the morning, drifting inland, those showers, and then Saturday, a little bit drier. Sunday, significantly drier. I think a lot more sunshine around, fewer showers. They'll build inland late in the day and tend to drift back to the coast as they die out. And I think we'll keep it dry, too, for the beginning of next week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Don. Let's take a look outside. Check out that first alert traffic out there. Not too much to see in Manatee County. Those roads are pretty decent. Some of the normal slowdowns we usually see around this time coming over the bridges into Bradenton. Starting to see some delays in that area as well. 301 State Road 70, some delays there as well. Then a little bit farther south in Sarasota. Those roads aren't looking too bad. Just some of the usual hot spots. Fruitville and Bee Ridge. Starting to see some delays as you're coming off of 75 onto those busy roads around this time in the morning. If you're headed south on either 75 or 41, both of those are looking pretty good. Just a little blip right there on 41, but nothing to really be concerned about. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, she is the grandmother that went on the run after being accused of killing both her husband and a Bradenton woman. A grand jury in Lee County has formally indicted Lois Rice on first-degree murder. Now, she's accused of murdering Pamela Hutchinson in Fort Myers back in April. Police say she killed Hutchinson just to try to steal her identity while on the run after killing her husband back in Minnesota. Now, Rice had made it all the way to Texas before she was finally caught.
It was endless and tireless work that led us here today for that indictment. We hope that this indictment can help bring closure to the family of our victim.
Now, Rice will formally be arraigned on Monday. If she is convicted, she could be facing the death penalty.
With Puerto Rico still trying to bounce back, Governor Scott is offering more assistance. He's sending 25 FHP, not troopers, but their cruisers. A new report says Maria killed more than 4,000 people. Some survivors are still without power. The governor says these 25 law enforcement vehicles will help Puerto Rico police. Last November, 50 state troopers were deployed to Puerto Rico for a month to assist in recovery efforts. Still ahead, your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
And that, of course, includes one last look at your Thursday forecast, a little rain, plus another look at your morning commute. And right now, let's take a look outside. It actually does look like a nice day that's dawning. According to John, about 86 is going to be the high today with about a 40% chance of rain. John's going to have one more last look at your forecast. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Coming up on Good Morning America this morning, the man hit by the bullet from that dancing FBI agent is speaking out for the first time in an ABC News exclusive. What he wants to see happen now is coming up next on GMA. And here is your top 7 before 7.
First, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast for this Thursday.
Yeah, today I would grab an umbrella and your sunglasses because you're going to need them both. First Alert weather app would come in handy because during these morning hours you might see a shower pop up almost anywhere. Few morning showers followed by more afternoon sunshine as those showers begin to move into inland areas. Don't forget, take us along with you on your First Alert weather app, and we are always on Facebook and Twitter, updating forecasts throughout the day. I've just posted a really nice article on my on mysuncoast.com about that a tropical system down to the south. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Number 2, First Alert traffic. Some issues there, 301 northbound. After you cross over State Road 70, head toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, no major delays right now across Suncoast roads.
And number 3, the nationwide shortage of nurses is impacting all kinds of employers across the country, including some public schools. Sarasota County School District, though, says although there is a shortage, it isn't impacting them just yet.
Now to our 4th top 7. Today is your final day to get hurricane supplies tax-free. Yeah, the 2018 Disaster Preparedness Sales Tax Holiday ends at midnight. For a complete list of ideas, go to mysuncoast.com.
And number 5, a new census this morning of the scale of that disaster in Guatemala after the deadly volcano eruption there. Some of the youngest victims are arriving here in the country right now in Texas to receive medical treatment this morning.
Number 6, Kim Kardashian to the rescue.
What?
Yeah, President Trump commuted the sentence of the woman who was serving life for a first-time drug offense. Kardashian visited Trump earlier this week to talk about it. Alice Johnson was sentenced to life for attempting to sell more than 70 kilos of cocaine. She was released late yesterday afternoon.
And number 7, what's trending? Just some brotherly love this morning. Here are 2 twin brothers. They live in South Carolina. There's Marcus and Malcolm. Now, Marcus was sick on picture day, so was twin Malcolm decided to just go ahead, look at this, stand in for his school pictures. And what's funny was that he made sure he smiled in one and didn't smile in the other, clearly trying to make an effort. So then Marcus, he ended up tweeting the pictures side by side right here, and this thing just went viral. It's like, look what my brother did for me. It's like he did this. He even tried to make sure that the pictures looked different, tried to capture his image. It got all kinds of retweets online on Twitter, but that's some brotherly love right there. You always hear about like twins, you know, filling in for each other, going to classes for each other if, you know, somebody can't beat there or whatever. But
I would think
this is pretty sweet.
Twins like that could play a lot of tricks on people, I would think.
Yeah, this was a good one right there. And this is one that they get to remember because now it is officially in the yearbook.
That is neat. That is great. Hey, may I, just for a second, 21 years ago today at 7 o'clock in the evening, my wife said, I do, my darling bride. So
happy anniversary.
And I know she's probably up and about this morning.
Happy anniversary, John Scalzi.
Linda. Hello, Linda.
Happiest guy in the world.
Yeah, these two are wonderful together.
Yeah.
That was great.
Share some advice after the show on those long
Congratulations.
marriages.
Thanks.
All right, 6:55. We leave you now with a pretty shot outside our studio. Look at that. You got the 10th Street boat ramp in the foreground, Sarasota Bay, the Intercoastal, and Longboat Key off in the background. Not bad, huh?
No, not a bad morning at all. Good morning, America is straight ahead right here on ABC 7.